Good morning. Today's April 22nd, week 2, day 3. We're going to be doing with 6.4. That's dealing with perfect squares and square roots. So up here we have a square root of 1, which is a perfect square of 1. We know that if it's a perfect square, that the square root 1 squared, or 1 times 1 equals 1. Reverse of that, we know that if it's the perfect square, if we want to find the square root of 9, we're going to get 3, because 3 times 3 is 9. So over here, we're going to do the square root of 49. So that's going to be 7 times 7 is 49. So our square root is 7. Over here, the square root is 11. So we would do 11 times 11 to get 121. We've got the perfect square. So we want to find the square root. So we find the square root of 196. And that's 14 times 14, so the square root is 14. And here the square root is 20, so to find the perfect square, we would have to square it, 20 squared. So 20 times 20 is 400. On number 2, we're going to identify all answer choices that are equivalent to 6 to the 4th power. That is 6 to the 4th equals 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. 6 is your base, 4 is your exponent. So 6, the base, is what number you're multiplying. 4, the exponent, tells you how many factors or how many bases you're using. So to multiply, we know that 6 times 6 is 36. And then you could do 36 times 6. $216. And then 6 times 216 is 1,296. So another way we could have done it is we could have done 6 times 6 and 6 times 6. So this would have been 36 times 36. So we have our first answer, 1,296. We've got our second answer. We had 36 times 36. We had 6, 6, 6, 6. We had 4 of them, so that's one answer. And then the last one is we did 36 times 6 times 6 gave us 216 times 6, so it's 216 times 6. So you've got 4 possible answers. The next one, we're going to come down here and do number 3. If you see that pattern, this is our base 10. So 10 is our base. So if we have 1, we've got 10. If we've got 2 bases, that's 10 times 10. We've got 2 zeros, and our answer is 2 zeros, our standard form. 10 to the 3rd power, or 10 cubed. 10 times 10 times 10. We've got 1, 2, 3 zeros. And we've got 1, 2, 3 zeros. 10 to the 4th power is 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this only works on base 10, but whatever your exponent is, it tells you how many zeros you're going to have in your answer. So if we want 10 to the 6, we can do 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. Or we could just look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. So C, 1,000 is your answer. Number 4, We have 100, 121, 144, and 169. We're trying to find out, are these the square roots? Are they perfect squares? Are they scientific notation? Or are they exponential notation? Well, we know none of these have exponents, so they are not exponential notation. And scientific notation also needs an exponent, so it doesn't have that. So these are either square roots or perfect squares. So we know that the square root of 100 is 10. The square root of 121 is 11. Square root of 144 is 12. And the square root of 169 is 13. So we know that these are the square roots. So the actual numbers given to us is B, perfect squares. So B is our answer. On the next one, number 5, we have the number 10,000. So it's 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, comma, and then 2 more digits. So is 10,000, or what is 10,000 written in powers of 10? So again, the power of 10 has to be a 10 base, and the zeros tells us how many. So C, 10 to the 4th, is going to be your final answer because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. And if you multiplied it out, it would give you 10,000. On number 6, what is the value of 4 to the 5th? We've got 4 to the 1 is 4. 4 to the 2 is 16 because that's 4 times 4. 4 cubed, or 4 to the 3rd, means it's 1, 2, 3 4s. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So we can go ahead and do 4 to the 4th, or we could go straight to 4 to the 5th. 4 to the 4th means we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to the 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you can keep multiplying those out, or you can use your calculator. You could do 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 and hope you hit the button every time. Or you could use this one right here. It's y to the x. So we're going to always hit clear. The 4 is our base, so that's what we hit first. And then we use y to the x. And then we have 5 as our exponent, so we enter 5. And we press the enter key, and that's going to give us 1,024. Now you could also multiply it out to confirm. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 gives you 1,024. So your answer is D. Number 7, a pattern of increasing perfect squares is shown. So these is telling us are perfect squares. What number comes next in this pattern? So the square root of 9 was 3. Square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 49 is 7. Square root of 64 is 8. So what we need is the 9. So 4 squared is 16. 5 squared is 5 times 5, 25. 6 squared, 6 times 6 is 36. 7 squared, 7 times 7 is 49. 8 squared, 8 times 8 is 64. So this is 9 squared. 9 times 9 is 81. Number 8. How should 10 to the 6 be written in place value chart? So 10 to the 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 10 to the 6 tells us how many zeros that we have is 6. So we want one that has 6 zeros. So your answer is going to be D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. D is your answer.